What is going on, everyone? Welcome to another stream. Thursday stream. It's looking awful now. It's looking really bad. Now it's coming on. We're a week into Movember. For anyone that hasn't seen the streams, I'm doing Movember. The beard has come off. The mustache is growing very slowly. But yeah, it looks awful. So I've got, before we start the stream, talk about Madison. I just want to do a quick few shout outs for the Movember page, because a few people have donated since I last streamed. So I think the last donation was Stephen Lang on the last stream. So Adam in the chat has donated. JFPL, an anonymous supporter that says OB from Dubai. I apologise, I'm not too sure who that is. If you're in the chat, make yourself known. Thanks very much, very generous there. Niels van Delft, bit like the left back from Man City. Steve Cole, an anonymous supporter who I think is called Cat. We'll see. Sarah, Julie Lloyd as well. So thanks very much. We're up to 210 now. So a new target of 300. If you can spare a bit of cash, then the link is in the description below. I'll also put it in the chat right now. And we'll move on. So for anyone who hasn't seen, this is my final rank, 8476. 84 points. The only thing we really got to start on is Madison. When this stuff happens, it's super annoying because I'm sure most of us had our plans for this week already set in. I know a lot of people have already moved on Mitrovic. I mean, that is the risk you take when you make an early transfer, when you haven't had all the team news and stuff. You know, I had my own transfer plans. I was going to bank this week and then maybe do Salah to Sterling the week after and upgrade Madison. So it kind of puts me in a tricky spot because I've got no money. I've got 0.2 million in the bank. So basically, I can't really upgrade him that much. So I'm basically looking for a player that's the same price or a bit cheaper, and I'm a bit stumped because I wanted to get Martial and I can't afford it, but it just can't be. There's no way Martial is worth a hit this week when he plays Man City. Now, if you've got the money to do it in a straight swap, I don't think necessarily you should let the Man City fixture put you off too much if you can do it in a straight swap. And the reason I say that is obviously no one wants to bring in a player that's about to play Man City. But for example, a lot of people are looking at Dean Garner at West Ham and Felipe Anderson, and obviously I am too because they got Huddersfield. But then it's Man City the week after. So in the next two fixtures, yes, Martial has Man City. Then it's a slightly better fixture after that, which is, let me just remind myself, Crystal Palace at home. So it's Crystal Palace at home and Man City for Martial. It's Man City and Huddersfield for Felipe Anderson. So yeah, it depends how much money you've got, really. If you're looking for a player around that price or less, you got Felipe Anderson, Dean Garner. I mean, there's loads you could look at. Kennedy, Brooks, Deafeo. I'm not too sure about him. He's only just about getting 60 minutes, and I don't know. He's just one of those players that always seems to promise so much and that doesn't deliver that often. I think the Ross Barkley bandwagon's already gone. It's like come and gone within a week because you just don't know if he's going to play. He's obviously not going to keep returning like he was. So it's tough. I mean, I'll straight away say I'm probably going to get Felipe Anderson. It just seems like the most obvious swap. He's still only owned by about 3%. Good fixtures like an average. I'm not 100% convinced about doubling up on West Ham, if I'm honest. But he looks like potentially the best option. Brooks, like, it's just the fixtures. The fixtures put me off him. I know Bournemouth are playing well, but they've hardly played a top 6 team so far this season. And obviously we had this discussion on the last stream that of course they could do something against these bigger teams, but you'd predict most times, and FPL is all about predictions, that Liverpool, Man City and Arsenal in the next 5 is not a good set of fixtures. So he's only 5.1 million, so you don't have to expect too many returns out of him. He's only 2.5% owned as well, only 5.1 million. Obviously Newcastle away is an okay fixture, but then it's Arsenal, Man City and Liverpool in the next 5. It just puts me off him a bit. And then the other one that I've not, I don't think I've mentioned is Goodmanson. So he's only 6 million. he is a Burnley player, which straight away rings alarm bells. But he is fairly involved. So if they're going to score, he's likely to be involved. He hasn't blanked against a team that's not in the top 6 since game week 6. So he's got points against Bournemouth, Cardiff, Huddersfield, and West Ham. So if they're going to score, you think he'd be involved. Leicester away could be a tough one. Newcastle at home, Palace away, and Brighton at home in the next 5. They play Liverpool at home too, so that's not great. So I quite like the look of him actually, and it's a little bit of money saved. The other thing is Richarlison apparently is not trained. Now, I don't think I want to take hits for both of them, or a hit to get rid of both this week. I want to wait for more news on Richarlison. I don't think we've had the Everton press conference yet. Goodmanson on set pieces. I did see someone tweet, I think it was Holly at Fantasy Football Community, say that Brady's back and he might take some of those set pieces. Shaqiri 7 million. I mean, the thing with Shaqiri is, he could be great this week, but I mean, how long? It's not a long-term move for me, Shaqiri. You just don't know if he's going to play week to week. He takes up a Liverpool spot as well. I know a few people looking at getting him this week because he could play because he missed out on the Champions League game. Obviously, he could get you enough points in that Fulham game that you then have points to spend to take a hit to get rid of him or whatever it might be. I just know I'm definitely not going to get Shaqiri or even Milner. Yeah, people mentioning Milner in the chat. Are any of the Spurs mids interesting? So again, Spurs fixtures not fantastic up until game week 15. So you've still got a few more game weeks to get their fixtures out of the way. The other thing that concerns me about Spurs is, Eriksen, Ali, and Son are kind of back now. How is that going to be for game time between those three, Lamela and Lucas Moura? You don't know how they're gonna. You don't know how that's gonna go. Will Eriksen and Ali be kind of eased back into the team? People putting out Lamela rested, so he should play 90. But the thing is, let me just remind myself of their fixtures. So it's a good fixture this week, I think. Palace away is okay, but then it's Chelsea and Arsenal. Then Southampton at home is when the good fixtures start for them. So I think for this week, fine, Lamela might be good, but for the next 2 weeks after that, I'm not so sure. So the other option is just to get Dean Garner and really free up some cash, but I'm not too sure what I'd spend it on. I mean, it would let me do a 9.2 million midfielder for Richarlison. J-Lings maybe, but just don't know if he's going to start. There's no guarantees. I think Martial or Pogba is probably the one to get. Even as a really outside punt, you could look at Juan Mata to his great free kick against Juventus. He's only 6.2 million. Why are you so against Anderson, Jack? That is another option, Adam. Just play Doherty this week and bench Madison, and then I'd have 2 free transfers next week, and maybe I can do something a bit more exciting, because it's just an annoying week to have to transfer him out when Martial plays Man City. I don't have the money quite now. I obviously don't want to get rid of Salah before Fulham to free up any money. I don't want to get rid of Hazard or Aguero. So I've not really got a good way to free up money. The only way that I would consider Madison to Martial, and again, I don't want to take a hit to bring Martial in against Man City, is Alexander-Arnold down to a 4.4 million defender. But then Alexander-Arnold's got Fulham, and if Gomez has really got a bit of a knock, then that's a great fixture for him. So I feel like a bit stuck with what to do with Madison. There is options. Goodmanson and Felipe Anderson or Dean Garner are probably the ones that stick out to me. But none of them are ones I really 100% want to move on. So I may bench. Which would be really boring, I know. It's a shame because I was obviously all of us hoping for the Burnley game to be great. And then I was even thinking if he got points, I may even keep him. Only thing is Huddersfield don't really concede much at home. Wait, why are we talking about Huddersfield? I think I missed something there. Dean Garner an upgrade Trent. Yeah, but I mean, do we know if he's gonna Do we know if he's going to keep starting though? I don't want to be lumbered with 2 4.5 million midfielders. That's just annoying. Demarai Gray, but again, he's a player we just don't know if he's going to keep starting. Everyone pointing to him. I mean, I would assume he probably will play, so it could be nice for this week, but I don't know if it's a player I want longer term. Are you okay while you sound like that? I think I sound like normal, hopefully. Yeah, you could try all Brighton, yeah. I mean, Willian I can't afford. I mean, if I could afford, or if I got to Willian's kind of price, I'd probably look at Martial, to be honest. Wilson or Jimenez for Mitrovic. I think Jimenez has saved the cash, personally, but I've been burnt so much on Wilson. Maybe I'm just making a bigger mistake by saying that. Gorav, how's it going? You had to remind me. I would have got it wrong again. 2 free chances. Madison and Lacazette out for Mane and Arnie. I mean, yeah. Job done. That's an easy move, I think. Captain Hazard or Arnautovic. No Salah or Mane. I'd probably go Hazard. I think he's going to play a good amount of minutes. Yeah, I'm also not 100% on Felipe Anderson. I feel like I'm stuck because I've got no money to upgrade. Martial and downgrade Alexander Arnold. I mean, I could do that. The thing is, I'd have to do it tonight because Madison's going to go down in price, and then it will be a 4.3 million defender, and then it's just less and less choice. Should have just kept Bennett. And also, like I said, I don't think we've had the Everton press conference yet, so who knows what's going to happen with Richarlison. You'd assume Richarlison at the most will just miss this week. They'll probably want him back anyway, so we'll probably keep him. If Madison is a long... Yeah, the thing is, the Madison injury doesn't sound long-term. It sounds like he'll be back after the international break. Yeah, I'm not going anywhere near knockout for sure. If Madison's not close to a drop tonight, it will be tomorrow. But then I can wait, I guess. I'm going to wait. I want all the news. Pereira at Watford. Yeah, he's another one I haven't... I mean, I feel like I've mentioned most of the midfielders under 6.8 million at this point. He's 6.4. Southampton away. I mean, again, though, he plays Man City and Liverpool in the next two. Granted, they're at home. We have seen him perform a little bit better at home than away. But yeah, Liverpool, Man City being the next two home games, I just don't fancy it, to be honest. Brooks is the most sensible option, despite the game, saves $1. I don't know. How long's King out for? Let's have a look. Unknown injury return date. Yeah, so maybe he's good. I was worried a bit about Stanislas, but I mean, he's played every game apart from one so far, Brooks. I mean, he seems fine this week, but then am I going to like him next week? But then next week I could bench him. I could play 4 at the back maybe. And who knows what's going to happen after that. Frees up a bit of money, but I don't know what I'd do with that money. That's the only thing. What would I do if it's revealed tomorrow that Richarlison won't play? I would probably still just make one transfer and just play Doherty. Or even Ward against for Cardiff. I mean, Anderson's fixtures are great. Obviously, they're just the same as Arnautovic's. But I kind of agree with Jack that I don't really want to double up on them. And Arnautovic is the main man there. I know, obviously, Anderson did so well last week. But, yeah. The only thing about playing Doherty next week is I've still got Trent, and Trent doesn't look like a good long-term option, but I could, with the money, upgrade him. That's what I'm looking at. No Kane, no gain. I mean, it's no Kane, lots of gains so far. That could change in Game Week 15, though. I know we're discussing Game Week 15 a bit too early, because so much could change between now and then. But those Spurs fixtures are good, and I think a lot of people are hung up on that Cardiff game. I think people who did a one-week transfer made a mistake. Obviously, he could have done something, he didn't. But 1 week was always going to be a bit of a risk. But everyone remembers that he blanked against Cardiff, but they forget that he scored 2 goals the week before. Now, I would agree with anyone that says he didn't play that well in that game. But with penalties, he can always get points. And if you look at the games he scored in there, they're mostly easier games, apart from Man United. But then Wilson's the same on that front. Anyone can score against Man United at the moment, even Ronaldo. But yeah, I think we're going to want Kane and Spurs players from Game Week 15. Because the other thing is, Eriksen, Ali and Son haven't really been fit for too long this season. Not together, at least. So, but anyway, look, Game Week 15 is a little while off. Is it inconceivable Klopp benches Salah, Shaqiri wide right? I mean, it's possible, but I'm not... it's not... it wouldn't put enough doubt in my mind not to captain Salah, that's for sure. Still happy, Ray, yeah. Who would you pick out of Martial and Richarlison to take Madison's spot? I would wait on Richarlison news. You've probably got to go for Martial. Form, fixtures coming up. Granted, not this week, but I think Martial, if Richarlison's potentially going to miss out. If I didn't own Salah and Mane, I'd probably go Hazard. I think it's more likely Mane draw. I just don't think... I don't think I want to second guess Salah being benched right now. We've not really seen it so far. Don't expect it. And it's similar to, people talking about Aguero versus Sterling. I kind of said on Twitter that for me it's not about Aguero versus Sterling. It's about Sterling versus Salah and keeping Aguero. We can start talking about Aguero. Will he get benched over Christmas? But for me, until it happens, he's not leaving my team. I just can't get rid of a fit and firing Aguero when he's playing every week. Now, Jesus is a problem now because he's just scored a hat-trick and looked very good. But again, until Aguero starts getting rested or even less than like 55 or less minutes, then I'm not too concerned about him. Anderson set to rise. Yeah, I mean, I can take a 0.1, I think, on that move, so I'm okay. I'm going to wait. Oh, yeah, there are 4 polls if you want to vote on them. Top right-hand corner, click that little eye. Yeah, 4 polls. Salah to Mane or Sterling after this game. Yeah, I know a lot of people are looking at Salah to Mane to get money, but if you've not got Sterling, surely that's the move. I mean, Mane's or Liverpool's fixtures in general are pretty good until I think Game Week 15 or Game Week 16, but then they're not great. Whereas City's are good all over Christmas, pretty much. I know Sterling's going to miss the odd game probably, but I don't know. A lot of people, I mean, obviously Mane saves more money, but for me it's Sterling. A bit of a knee jerk maybe after 21 points, but I mean he's averaging more points per game than Salah did last year. What about downgrading Madison to bench fodder and upgrading Doherty or a Van Bissaka? I feel like I can't get rid of Van Bissaka. He's just too good an option. A 4 million defender that can just stay on your bench whenever to provide money elsewhere. And when Palace's fixtures do turn, which is in like 3 or 4 game weeks, he's fine to play in those fixtures. Good for bonus. Palace will probably get a few clean sheets in the upcoming games. So he's a gift that you just don't turn down. Is there a possibility all the Madison Mitrovic stuff this week is a bit of a smokescreen? We're all missing a better transfer opportunity. I mean, if you've not got Liverpool players, then you've probably still got to look at that. But I do think Hazard's a good captain. But that's FPL. You've got to react. You've got to look at the injured players most of the time before the other players. It's a bit of a luxury if you can just leave Madison and do something else. Is Brady a better option than Goodmanson? I think Goodmanson's probably the best of the bunch there. The thing with Brady is, he played 90 minutes. When did he play? Hang on, let me have a look. Yeah, he played 90 minutes against Chelsea, but he only played 15 last week. So who knows if he's going to come straight back in again this week? You'd expect him to be in sooner rather than later, but I wouldn't be looking at him right now. Mane has been extremely lucky to be anywhere near Salah. I mean, Salah is stats-wise, Salah is posting better stats than Mane, and I really hope it's this week that he shows that. It'd be great if Mane missed out against Fulham and Salah did well, unless you're a Mane owner, of course. And I apologise for saying that. You don't have Mane. Trent might be benched, and Madison's injured. You're not looking good. I mean, yeah, but on the flip side, I've got Salah. Trent might play, and I can transfer out Madison. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Trent getting subbed for a player that apparently had a bit of a knock. Not a good sign, I'll agree. But I've got to keep him at this point. I don't think I'll waste a transfer on him. I just hope that he starts. We did briefly touch on Richarlison's possible injury, but again, don't think we've had a press conference, so we've got to wait for that to see what's happening. Surely Trent will play to rebuild confidence. I mean, you can look at it both ways, and I'm sure Trent owners will look at it that way, and non-Trent owners will say that he's screwed. I mean, obviously he could do either way. He could punish him, say, look, you were awful, you dropped. You could say, hey, I said this on the preview, I think. I say, hey, you're a young player. Get back in the team and get back on the horse, essentially. Despite the rotation's concerns, Barkley is still getting a lot of transfers. I just can't get behind that move. Just don't want Barkley. Weird how the Madison news only came today. Yeah, his press conference though, right? Just simply more clinical than Salah. What, Mane? He's going to punish people soon. He's going to punish people soon. I hope. Better be this week, because I don't know how much longer he's going to be in my team. Mitrovic is rubbish. Yes. When is the best time to transfer out Madison? Well, I would wait for all the press conferences. Am I going with no Liverpool attack from Gameweek 13 onwards? I mean, nothing's set in stone yet. I mean, we've got an international break to get through. Who knows what will happen over that? Will there be more injuries? Will Sterling get rested if he plays both games, plays a good amount of minutes? And there's a lot to think about. I mean, Salah's one of those players I'm never going to be in a rush to sell, because I think he's going to do really well over the next few fixtures. They are good fixtures for Liverpool. So I'm kind of in a good spot with him that I don't have to sell in Game Week 13, but I could sell for Sterling and recoup some money, which I'm not against. So I have basically not decided for sure. It's too early to decide on that. I still don't even know what I'm doing with Madison yet. You're supposed to be doing homework. Go and do the homework then. Stop worrying about FPL. Would you want to take for Anderson, Mane and Aguero in for Hazard, Firmino? I mean, Firmino out before Fulham is a tough one. I mean, he hasn't looked great, but I don't think you can take him out before Fulham. Even he could get some points. And Hazard too, so I know. Overall, I don't like the sound of that. Not for a -8. Sterling gets rested every 7 games. Fact. Is that actually a fact? Does that fact go any further than this season so far? Because I'm pretty sure that's not the case last season. I think he only missed 1 game where he was fit last year. Now, maybe that's because he got to play a few more games. He got a good rest because he was injured so much. Well, not so much, but he was injured a bit. Yeah, no worries, Luke. Smash the workout. Forget about FPL. How many have I got playing on Saturday? I don't even know. No, actually, yeah, there's loads of good fixtures on Sunday, isn't there? So right now I've got Arnautovic, not Madison. Arnautovic, is that it? Oh, Brighton, Ryan, and Wolves, right? No, even Wolves are on bloody Sunday. So then I've got Salah, Trent, Hazard, Alonso, Jimenez, Aguero, Mendy, 7 players. So who am I missing? Yeah, 7 plus whoever I transfer Madison in for. So not many on Saturday. Yeah, so yeah, I was only messing. Obviously, Sterling rested is not a fact by any stretch. Oh, look at Luke. Trying to boost followers for his channel. But if you ever want to feel inadequate about yourself, play Call of Duty with Luke, and you just feel really bad. There you go. I've put the actual link in the chat. Felipe Anderson's great 1 week ball for the next. I mean, yeah, but with him, you're looking at a longer term pick, right? I know there's going to be lots of Madison questions as new people get in the chat. I don't want to keep answering them because I don't know what I'm going to do yet. If I had to say right now, like kind of gun to my head, what would I do? I don't know. I actually don't know. I'll be getting shot, I guess. Sorry, that was a bad thing to say. Goodmanson, maybe? Goodmanson just doesn't sound exciting. You say you're bringing in a Burnley midfielder, Goodmanson. I mean, not cool. Anderson, double up. Ugh, don't like the sound of that either. I might bench him. You best not end the stream without providing us with the Madison answer. I don't know. I might save and make 2 transfers next week. I might go Dean Garner. I mean, is there any West Ham fans in, right? Whose place has Dean Garner taken? And what's the chances of him getting dropped? Goodmanson did do good for FPL there. He was great. Goodmanson, yeah, I know he's done well. I shouldn't begrudge him just because he plays for Burnley. He has done really well, and the fixtures are okay coming up. In fact, Burnley's fixtures are pretty good, kind of all over Christmas. I think, ish actually. They're not fantastic. There's a spell where they play Liverpool, Spurs, and Arsenal in 4 fixtures, which is not great. But yeah, overall they're not bad all the way up to Christmas. I mean, he's only a 6 million mid at the end of the day. The only real competition is Snodgrass. But Snodgrass is playing as well, right? He's ahead of Yarmolenko. Oh, okay. So, I mean, Yarmolenko is out for ages, right? So he should be good. Unless, I suppose, like, because he's a new player to the team or whatever, he's just started playing in the first 11. If he makes a few mistakes, maybe Antonio or someone like that comes in instead. So, yeah, Dean Garner would make things interesting because he would free up a bit of cash. Yeah. Dean Garner will get dropped eventually. Wilshere, Antonio, Carroll, Chica, plus Noble suspended. Obiang was out and then replaced by Noble. Yeah, I mean, the thing with him is he's 4.5 million. Could get him for now, although again it's Man City in 2 weeks. And then eventually if he gets dropped, just bench him. Use that money somewhere else. Yeah, Brooks. It keeps coming back to Brooks. I mean, Goodmanson, I just Burnley midfielder just never sounds good, does it? I really don't like the Bournemouth fixtures though. I feel like this season that people aren't looking at the fixtures enough, and yes, they've played really well. They've also hardly, I mean, they have played Chelsea and Man United, I suppose. Lost both. The thing is with him, it's not even with Bournemouth, I know he's only 5.1 million, right? So you don't necessarily need that many returns from him for that price. But even after the Arsenal, Man City, and Liverpool blip, right? Then they have Wolves and Brighton, which is okay. But then it's Spurs away and Man United away, so it doesn't really get much better. Maybe I'm looking too far ahead, but in the next, let me count here: 3, 4, 5, 6. In the next 9 fixtures, they play Arsenal, City, Liverpool, Spurs, and Man United. So more than half of their fixtures in the next 9 are against top 6 sides. So I just don't think I'm going to go. I don't think I'm going to go Bournemouth, to be honest. Whoever you bring in, it'll be a transfer to get them out soon. Potentially, I mean, the one I want is Martial. If I thought that Lingard was going to start for sure, I would look at getting him in. I know it's Man City, but fixtures are good after this week. Palace, Southampton. Arsenal, not great maybe, but it's at home. Fulham at home then. So Man United's next 4 are okay. But they're pretty good over Christmas too. I mean, from the 22nd of December, they played Cardiff, Huddersfield and Bournemouth in a row. So they're quite nice. And Martial, he's very composed in front of goal. So if he gets a chance against City, out of anyone in that Man United team, Martial. If I wanted him on the end of a chance, he'd be the one. If you want Martial, could you use your 2 free transfers? I mean, I don't have 2 free transfers. That's the problem. I only have 1. Otherwise, it'd be a bit of an easier decision. And the only way I can really get Martial for Madison is to transfer Trent to a 4.4. Martial, no, he hasn't really been playing as a striker. He's been playing as like a left forward. Left wing, inside forward on the left, whatever you want to call it. Alright, any non-Madison questions now? Can you do Alonso to Luis? I'm not interested in selling Alonso and Mendy, to be honest. I want to keep them. If anything, I would look to upgrade Alexander-Arnold to Robertson. I'm doing good, Luca. How are you? Don't forget there are a few polls, so make sure you vote on them if you haven't already. A few of these questions like best Madison replacement are on there. Team value is 103.1, so probably quite low compared to others. I haven't, I don't really concentrate on team value that much. The chips at the top of my YouTube videos are, you basically have a wild card, bench boost, triple captain, and some other stuff. I can't even remember what the other one is. Free hit. They're all chips, basically. They're called chips. But just plug it again. If you do want to vote towards Movember, donate towards the Movember fund. I've just put the link in the chat. Be much appreciated. How much have you missed? Only about half an hour. Which Spurs players are you bringing after Arsenal? I mean, I'd be looking at the obvious ones. Kane, Ali, Ericsson, maybe Son. Love Son. Trippier too. Depending on how he goes. I know he's made a few mistakes recently, but yeah, definitely be looking at him too. Do I feel that Martial is nailed on until January? I mean, that's a tough one because, do I think that Lukaku is going to be out? Basically, as soon as Lukaku comes in, then where does Sanchez and Martial play? They basically play in each other's spot. I would say at some point Lukaku will come back in. Is Sanchez going to constantly be benched? He's probably not going to play on the right, although could be an option. So I think it's hard for Mourinho to take Martial out of the team right now because he's in such good form. But I would never say nailed over Christmas. For sure. I think it's too big of a risk to think that. I mean, no one's really safe over Christmas because of the amount of fixtures. There wasn't as much rotation, I think, last year or the year before as we thought there was going to be. So that could happen again. But it will happen for a bunch of top players. Oh, excuse me, I got a cough again. It's just not going. What to do with Firmino? I think that's an easy one. I think you keep for Fulham. I know he's not been great, but I think you got to keep him. Yeah, exactly. You could play. That's what I'm saying. You could play Sanchez right, but then Matters has been playing really good as well. I mean, for me, I would keep Sanchez up top and just try that for a few more games. The only thing with Sanchez, I always feel like he's in the wrong team. He wants to press and just doesn't have the support. And like Matters never going to be able to press. excuse me. I'm starting Jimmy Nez for sure. Yeah, have to. Yeah, DFA we spoke about. I mean, he's got the same issues as Pereira. I just don't like the fixtures. He's only playing around 60 minutes as well. It also did take me a few seconds then to realise who you meant. Is Johnny or Doherty worth a 4-point hit from Bennett? That seems a bit sideways to me, even though I know they're really attacking compared to Bennett. But I don't feel like that's worth a 4-point hit. Striker under 6 million to go for Ings or Success. I think Ings. I think Success will be a bandwagon that doesn't last very long, and most people are getting him in so that they can go 4-4-2 or 3-5-2, not so they actually have to play him every week. I think if it's a striker that you're going to play more often than not, then it has to be Ings. Yeah, I did take a minus 16 once in a blank. That was good fun. Yeah, Josh King hat-trick, well remembered. When am I going off? Probably in about 20 or so minutes. There's only so long we can talk about Madison for. John Stones. I mean, John Stones is basically Laporte, but you're not as confident he'll start. I know he's played a few in a row now, and he does seem to be kind of next in line behind Laporte in centre back position. I still feel he's not as secure as Laporte. Lamela has been clinical, yeah, but again, I'm not talking about the fixtures a lot, I know, but there's just a lot of players that don't have the players that are in the kind of price bracket at Madison. I mean, Madison, obviously, he did have the fixtures. That's what's so frustrating about him. Yeah, I think Sigurdsson's a good option. You're probably not someone you're going to bring in this week though. Again, with the Chelsea away, I think that's a tough fixture. But going forward, yeah, I prefer Richarlison if they're both going to play. I still think for the money saved, Richarlison playing up front and whatnot, I do prefer. I still prefer Richarlison, and I'm not sure I would double up on them. What's the best rank I finished in a season at the end of a season? Like 4,976 or something like that. Just under 5k. Hey, too much time to think about FPL can be a bad thing sometimes, you know? What's that? I think that's... sorry, was it Johnny or Doherty? I think I saw just a minute ago. I prefer Doherty personally. How tall am I? Tall enough. Ings or Jimenez for the next 4 to 6 game weeks. Let me just double check Southampton's fixtures. So Jimenez is okay. The next 6 does play Chelsea and Arsenal, but outside of that, it's nice. Huddersfield, Cardiff, Newcastle, Bournemouth. Right. We'll have a quick look at Ings. Thing is, Ings posted pretty good stats against Man City, despite playing Man City. I think the key with Ings is, I don't know if there's much of a sample size to go on, but I mean, I think Trigger Lips and that was talking about this, that in fact Ings might be better without, or he might be more of an option without Austin in the team, and he's on penalties as well, which is nice. Whereas with Jimenez, we don't necessarily know. Yeah, let's just go with Raul, because I always forget to say Jimenez. Just can't do it. So in the next 6, see, it's a bit trickier for Ings. He plays Man United, Spurs, and Arsenal, but Fulham's in there in the next 2. I think I would still go with Jimenez, just about. But do you think Ings is an okay option if you're considering him? I mean, again, a bit like if you bring someone like Dean Garner and or Goodmanson, they're only 5.5, 5.7 million. So you don't need to expect too many returns from them week to week. Ings is probably the better player, but Wolves are better as a whole. Yeah, for sure. I mean, Southampton looking pretty poor going forward. I think Wolves have passed the eye test for me every time I've watched them, considering the price of their players. Are we going to get an answer for Madison? I mean, if you want me to say this is the absolute player you should get, then no. You're probably not going to get an answer. There's lots of players to consider. There's lots of good pros and cons for those players, like Felipe Anderson. People saying he could be streaky. Good fixtures, but does have Man City in the next 2. And is a double up on West Ham worth it? I'm not sure. If you've not got an Arnautovic, maybe he's worth looking at. Goodmanson, it's in a Burnley team that aren't playing that great, but maybe that's just defensively. So, do you have money to upgrade to Martial? That could be an option. It's impossible to give a definite. What will I do? I will wait until tomorrow and see what the rest of the press conferences give me. Problem with Wolves is they struggle to score a lot from open play. Yeah, I mean, they're not going to be a team that blows another team away. But again, like for their price, I mean, you're probably not doubling or tripling on their attack or anything. But I think, you'd hope with the fixtures they got coming up, they could hopefully get a couple of clean sheets there. And then Doherty just has attacking returns as a bonus on that. And again, Jimenez he's only 5.7 or 5.8 maybe now. You're not expecting returns obviously there was a massive bonus to get returns against Spurs. I'm not expecting that necessarily against Arsenal, but then the fixtures are a bit brighter for them. So this reminds me of Richarlison to Walcott we all made earlier in the season. Yeah, maybe could be right. I think anyone that's got money in the bank is laughing for this Madison transfer. See you later, G-Wiz. Do I think Jimenez will do well or keep him on the bench? It depends who you've got to play. Like for me, it's Wan-Bissaka against Spurs. Don't think they'll get a clean sheet. Ward against Brighton. I mean, if I thought he was going to start up front, I may play him. But I don't know that. He's probably not going to be honest. And so then basically it's Jimenez versus Doherty. And I don't think Wolves are going to get a clean sheet. So I'm looking at attack returns. So I'm just going to choose the striker. And that's basically how I've come to it. For your team, it could be different. You might have someone better. Why is there any music? There is music, yeah. Have fun to move success back to... I mean, you must have only just got success in. You're already looking at moving them on. And that is a short buy. I prefer Ings because Jimenez will travel to Argentina during the international break. Yeah, fair enough. He could be reduced minutes in the next game. That's something I hadn't considered or hadn't remembered. You got Obiang success and Wan-Bissaka on your bench. Should you take another hit from Madison? I think that depends who you can go for, but I wouldn't be taking too many hits from Madison personally. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping, that he starts. Even if it's not up front, I'm hoping that Ward starts playing again for Cardiff. Is there any way of finding out how much you pay for a player? Yeah, go onto the transfer tab and click on list of you, and it shows you PP is price paid, SP is selling price, and CP is current price. It's essentially Anderson for a hit. I mean, the bench isn't great, I'll be honest. Not sure if I'd take that hit, though. Do I know the FPL rule makers? No, not personally. Sterling out for Mane in. I mean, if you've not got Salah and you're gonna captain Mane, then okay, that's not too bad. But I think Sterling out this week as a longer term move is not great. When's the background getting done? Do you mean like the wall behind me? No idea. Do I reply to Twitter DMs? I really should just turn my Twitter DMs back off, because it's usually just people asking me a particular transfer to their team, and like, as much as I would love to, answer all them, like by the time I've talked about other stuff on Twitter, I've done 2 streams of video. It's like, I think I've already given enough opinions at that point that people make their own decisions. So yes, I do, but it depends what they are. My better half is still playing, and she's doing alright in her work league. She's 479k overall. It's quite funny because one of my mates, she's in the league with my mates as well, and they were asking if I helped her. I said, well, I'm ranked like 8k, she's 480k, so there you go. Yeah, I think she's doing alright in her work league. She's 41 off the top, but that's easily catchable. Easily. Humble brag. Well, there you go. She might watch the streams. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe she needs to send herself to sleep. Thoughts on 38 total transfers, no weekly limits? I mean, that just sounds a bit more like Sky. Son is doing okay. He didn't take my advice to captain Aguero instead of Salah this week, though. He was set on Salah, Pogba vice captain. So didn't do great last week. He got 50 points last week on wildcard. So the team looks okay for this week. Team looks okay. Although Madison's now injured. Don't know. See you later, Physio. Thanks for tuning in as always. Mane or Salah captain? I mean, that seems like an easy one for me. Why would you not go Salah? Best website to compare players? I mean, I always use Fantasy Football Scout. Not doing the Scoutcast just to have more free time in the evening, basically. Luke has got it down. Luke's much better than me anyway. Did I hear about the potential triple game week later in the season? Yeah, but I think that's a possibility most years and doesn't really happen that often. I've never seen a triple game week. I'm not going to start worrying about that just yet. But I mean, it would be nice to triple captain. But the thing is, if there is a triple game week, that's 3 games obviously within a game week, so 6 or 7 days. Chances are that most players are not going to play all 3 games. The beard is gone. I'm glad you asked. The beard is gone because I'm doing Movember. Charity, kind of men's health charity. So, yeah, that's why I'm doing it. I'll put the link in the chat if anyone wants to donate. Be much appreciated for this. Let me just show you how bad this looks. Really bad. Imagine how bad it's going to look in 3 weeks' time. About to clean shave and everything. Ugh. Triple captain, a goalkeeper. I mean, yeah, it could be if it's like Allison or someone. Can I do a reverse Movember or grow a beard not attached? You can do whatever you want. Yeah, Robertson and Salah looking for a third Liverpool player. I mean, Mane looks like the most obvious one. Or you could double up on defence, maybe. Van Dijk, Allison, someone like that. Check your balls, yo. Yeah, there you go. We always talk about footballs. Not so worried about our own. Why did I shave the beard? I just answered that, man. You do suit a moustache better than clean shaven. I'm not sure whether that's a compliment or not. I went to the gym today and the trainer, like, the first time she'd seen me since I did this, she was like, oh, you look 10 years younger. And I was like, everyone has said that, which is all well and good until I grow the beard back and then I look 10 years older again. So it's not even a compliment. Right, let's start looking or thinking about doing the polls. little eye in the top right hand corner. Click there, hover over there, click that little eye, and then vote. You got 1 or 2 minutes. When do we find out about the double gaming? Not for a few. Don't start worrying about double gaming just yet. Just no need. You'll find out, I don't know, around game week 25-ish probably. There's no concern about them right now. Rob Holding, nice shout. I think it looks like it's his place at the moment to lose. So I don't know. Maybe if there's Arsenal fans in, they can put me straight here. But it looks like it's his place to lose. He's 4.4 million now. I could do Madison to Martial and Trent to Holding. But yeah, he is someone I'm looking at because I don't think that Trent is going to be a long-term pick for me. So I'm looking at kind of Shaw, Holding, and who was the other guy? I've completely forgotten. Balbuena, someone else. I don't know. But definitely looking at Holding. Especially when Arsenal's fixtures get better. He's played the last, what is it now, 5 matches? Am I going to take the FPL Cup serious in Game Week 17? I mean, I'm going to take it as serious as I won't pay any attention to it, and if I get through, I get through. I mean, does anyone really change their team based on the Cup? I mean, maybe if you're right down to like the semi-finals or something, possibly. Who does Holding play for? He plays for Arsenal, centre-back. He's 4.4 million. Potential bargain. Although not many clean sheets so far. 1 in the 5 games that he's played. You just transferred Madison out and Sané in. Okay. If we played in the cup, you'd get me a beer. I'd love a beer, thanks. My throat's a bit not good. Alright, let's do the polls. It's been, I think, 3 minutes since I said it would only be 1 or 2 minutes. So let's just quickly refresh. I seriously coming around to just meant benching Madison, by the way. Maybe just play Doherty if Richarlison's going to be fit. There's no one I really want. Brooks, yeah. I'll be happy with Brooks this week, not next week. Anyway, sorry, polls. So, best Madison replacement. Here we go. Martial, 32%. Obviously, if you've got the money, yeah, good one. Felipe Anderson, 31%, so very close between them. Dean Garner, only 7%, same as Goodmanson, and then 20% on someone else. Max points hits you're willing to take this week. 54% of you are willing to take no hits. 36% looking at maybe a -4, 7% a -8, and 1% looking at -12 or more. And that's a lot of hits. Are Liverpool players worth a hit this week? Yes, if it's Salah and Mane, 52%. Only 15% saying yes, Salah and Mane and defenders are worth a hit. And 32% saying no, they're not good enough, even with Fulham at home. Who is your Game Week 12 captain? 68% of you on Salah, not surprising. 21% obviously backing him up with Mane. 6% on Hazard and 3% just doing someone else. So Salah massively ahead, but Mane still up there. Still up there. How much would you be prepared to let Madison drop before you jettisoned him? I mean, the thing... let me just see what... I think once he drops once, I lose 0.1. Let me see. List view. Oh no, I got him for 6.6. So I'd probably let him drop 3 times. Back to 6.6. I'm only losing out on 0.1 million. He can drop 3 times. So I'm not in a rush to get rid of him. I won't even check that, I don't think. I won't even check the price. Unless there's a transfer I really want to do that's that important that I do it now. When should one be thinking about using the free hit? I mean, most people will wait until around the double game weeks to try and navigate them. But it's really up to you. Why is Ryan just set and forget? Should have got Patricia. But yeah, but I had 2 Wolves defenders back then. What are the most must-have strikers right now? I mean, I'm pretty happy with the 3 that I've got, to be honest. I mean, it depends, obviously. If you've got unlimited money, it's different. But, I mean, I think Arnautovic, because of his cost and his fixtures and his form, has got to be one of them. Aguero is very similar, and then the other one's up for grabs, really. Do you absolutely need Van Dijk? No. Good option this week, but no one absolutely needs him. Well, has he played 90 minutes? I think 90 minutes would probably be pushing it, but hopefully he could get to like 70 or 80. Yeah, Damari Gray, people have talked about. He was actually in my son's team before we wildcarded. Yeah, I mean he was playing most of the. He was starting before he got injured. I mean, you could say he's come back firing, assist and goal. Nice fixtures, of course. Only 5.4 could be an option. No one's really talked about him. Don't know, what will Leicester be like? That's the problem. Leicester are a really hard team to call right now. Obviously, with everything that went on. I just think that those returns could quickly dry up with him. He's not he's not a player that's consistently performed before. I mean, he had 1 goal in the opening 5 games. He's only had 3 goals, 3 assists last year. 1 goal, 4 assists year. Obviously under limited minutes, to be fair. It looks like he's going to get more minutes now, but I don't know. I think it's one of those picks you're just not 100% confident it's going to go right. And it could go right, and then this week against Burnley because they're so bad, but then that could be it for a while. So basically, short answer to that is not that much of a fan of Gray, but for the next 4, for 5.4 million, it's not a huge risk. Should you buy Man City midfielders? Depends which ones you're buying. Sterling, yeah. Mahrez even, maybe. Who from Robertson, Alonso, Mendy has to go when Trippier gets good fixtures? I mean, probably Robertson, just because when Trippier's fixtures get good, Robertson's get a bit worse. Is Chilwell worth 5 million? Again, I think Leicester's fixture is good. The only concern I have now about Leicester as well is Maguire is injured. That cannot help their clean sheet potential. Would I do Martial if I had the money? Yeah, probably. Probably. I mean, is Martial for a hit worth it against Man City? Probably not. Haven't replaced Madison with anyone yet. Hazard had a poor game. Yeah, but he's only just kind of back from injury. Don't think he's going to suddenly be off form. At least I hope not. Hopefully he smashes Everton. Right, I think we're going to leave it there. Thanks as always for tuning in. Good luck in game week 12. I will let you know if I make a decision on Madison. Not going to be tonight. Too much to consider. Press conferences tomorrow. May even sleep on it until Saturday. We'll see. But yeah, like the stream if you haven't already. It'd be much appreciated. Subscribe if you're new around here. We're closing on 25,000 subscribers, which is awesome. I will be back on Sunday evening because all the games are finished on Sunday. It's an international break, but we'll do a stream anyway on Sunday. as normal. Probably 9, maybe 9:30. We'll see. But yeah, good luck with the Madison call. Try not to fret about it too much. You got plenty of thinking time at least. But yeah, I'll catch you next time. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. And just as a last shout out, if anyone wants to donate to Movember, put the link in the chat. It'd be much appreciated. Link's also in the description below as well.